So there's this gal from the previous episode I mentioned, if you remember.
I do, actually.
Yeah. And she...
Been wondering all week who this gal is.
Yeah. I know. You're telling me. Hold on, I'm to him. Believe it or not, Cheez-It baked snack cracker pepper jack made with 100% real cheese actually takes precedent over my storytelling, believe it or not.
You know what's funny? I keep bitching that we don't get the puff ones ever. You think I would have bought that when I got those today?
You think so?
I forgot they exist because I saw the pepper jack. Ooh, that sounds good.
That's it, man. Cheez-Its are fucking awesome.
How do they do it?
I don't know, man. How do they make it so, delight in cheesy, thin, and crispy? It's crazy. It must be the less than 1 gram of total sugar.
It's probably what it is.
It's gotta be that. Or maybe it's the 1.5 grams of saturated fat.
Ooh, shit.
That could be it.
The real cheese baked thing, they all say that.
I think what makes it so good is actually the riboflavin folic acid, probably.
I don't know, man. I think it's just so much flavor. It's kind of like a mind
Maybe
crunch.
the monosodium glutamate. That sounds pretty yummy. It's just made with 100% real cheese, and while it sounds like it's actually really good for you,
I don't buy
everything
it.
else is actually piss and shit.
I don't buy it.
White cheddar cheese.
Because even though it has a cheese flavor, it doesn't taste like cheese.
No, this tastes exactly like pepper jack cheese. Are you crazy?
I don't know. I had that fucking disgusting aftertaste.
This tastes just like pepper jack cheese, and I love that they have a little bit. Look, see, look.
Yeah, in
See,
case you don't believe us.
Look. The little red and green specks. You can see them in the cheese. I'm like, yeah, that's cool, but pepper jack's white, and these are still. And you make white. You make white. You make white Cheez-Its.
So these are technically pepper cheddar jack.
Well, I mean,
or a cheddar pepper jack.
Even more confusing. It says made with white cheddar cheese, but it's still yellow.
What the fuck's going on over there?
Also, nowhere on the side does it say made with Monterey Jack. What the fuck do you mean?
They're pretty fancy.
And jalapeno flavor. Dude, there's literally no pepper jack cheese you made in this.
That's interesting.
This is wrinkling my brain. Also, I love it.
Is there any other snacks that you guys want to know facts about? Let us know.
Honestly, man. People waited a whole week to hear about this girl and spent 2 minutes talking about Cheez-Its.
It's interesting stuff.
And the fucked up part is I'm not stopping yet. It's just so fucking good.
Can you backpedal something? There was one thing you were about to say before I cut you off.
Yeah.
That was actually interesting.
Here's just something good to know.
The lack of pepper jack.
Here's something good to know. You see this giant Cheez-It on the thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's actually enlarged to show detail.
I know.
They're actually they're not that big, actually.
I think I actually giggle every time I see that in the store for some reason.
Hey guys, just in case you're curious, when you guys you're in the supermarket, you're at King Cullen and you're like, ooh, Cheez-Its. That'd be fun. I don't remember them. They look so large and tasty. They're actually way smaller. Way tinier. It's like that whole objects appear closer than they really are thing,
Yeah, exactly.
That nonsense. How about we just fix that? How about instead of having things appear closer than they are, how about they just appear as far as they actually are and make my life easier?
And what's interesting is it's only the one mirror.
Yeah, objects are actually way closer. Who's that help?
Yeah, actually, can't they be further than they appear?
How
That would
about-
be helpful.
Here's something really cool. How about no more blind spots?
That would be interesting.
Mirrors that are appropriately mirroring things. And no, that's actually, I think cars would be perfect that way. And then we also go back to American Muscle classics. Yeah, none of this imported bullshit. None of this nonsense.
Want the economy to go up? You gotta start making your own stuff.
Chrysler, Jeep, Ford,
GMC.
Yeah, didn't they go to business for a while, something like that? Or GM did? General Motors is back. Some nonsense, bro. It's crazy, man. I in case anyone's listening, also, I just closed this bag of Cheez-Its and I put it back, readjusted my seat, leaned back over, opened them again.
You wanna
I
know
guess I'll
why?
tell the story later on. It's more about the Cheez-It variety.
You wanna know why? Because there's so much flavor. It's kind of like a mind crunch.
That could be it. That might be. You know what? Come to think of it, it's so much flavor. It's a mind crunch. That's
Right.
crazy, man. And you know what's really crazy too? This is something most people know about. You know that these cheeses on the front, they're actually enlarged to show detail. They're not actually this big.
I've been trying to think of a dick joke for the last 5 minutes.
Same thing with
but,
Doritos,
can't
dude.
think of it.
I was supposed to get one giant Dorito in that bag. I thought it'd be like small Doritos with a big Dorito, but no.
I feel like that'd be way disappointing if you had one giant Dorito and that was in the bag. Imagine me with that giant bag and you get one. It's bad enough they only fill it up an eighth of the way. Then you guys have one chip. I mean, that would
Yeah.
suck.
Honestly, I think instead
Not
of having
Cheez-Its,
all
though.
these,
That bag's fucking full.
no, Cheez-Its gets it. They fuck. I think instead of us, all these causes we're all having, this activism that's a plague going through the world. I think we should all turn our attentions, get off the 24-hour news cycle, and start talking about what matters, and that's the war against Big Snack Company, against Big Snacks, and why they filled our bags with 85% air, and how he all just allowed us to happen. And we all think it's okay. It's like, you know what? I can accept that the McDonald's commercial, that bread individually hand-glued all the sesame seeds, and they melted the cheese with a hairdryer, and it's actually lard, and that the meat is actually just ground-up children and everything. I can accept all that's all fake. It's all for show, right?
Yeah, it has to be.
I get that. But it's like, you're telling me you're going to sell me a bag of air?
It's so fucking depressing. You remember that snack, and it's like, this bag feels so full, man. I mean, this bag, I feel like if I slightly breathe on it, it's going to pop because there's so much shit.
I know.
It's filled to the brim.
And then imagine if you got a fucking...
There's nothing inside.
Imagine if you open up a can of Coca-Cola, not a sponsor, and it was one sip of Coke, but in that same can, you're like, that was refreshing. I gotta go get another Coke.
Imagine if a 12-pack was just 12 sips.
No. Imagine a 12-pack was 12... That'd actually be kind of sick. They should start selling like little fucking shots of Coca-Cola.
So that would mean a 12-pack is worth one bottle's worth of beer.
I don't want a 12-pack, sir. I'm fine. Trust me, I can drive.
What did you say?
Sorry, I only had a 12-pack. I can drive. Trust me.
That's really funny. Actually.
I'm actually fine. I'm actually perfectly fine to drive right now. I actually drive better drunk, believe it or not.
I do too, actually.
And then the guy's like, "Oh, that's interesting. Well, I'd let you go and all, but I only pulled you over because you've already crashed your car." He's like, "Oh shit, I guess I have. Oh god. All right, you can arrest me." He's like, "I was going to." He was like, "That's probably for the best."
Dude, you should just like go to like open mics and really just improvise.
Yeah,
you usually make that up on the spot.
I did. I'm a pretty funny guy. I'm gonna have some more Cheez-Its.
You should
I'll
like
get the story later on, guys. I should what?
I don't know. I lost my train of thought because I heard I can see the cheese. It's just
no.
there's so much flavor.
You know what's really crazy though?
It's a mind
I
crack.
really can't get over this, man. You know that these things are enlarged to show detail.
It's fucking insane.
Because I come to think of it, after reading that, yeah, if I hold this up to the fucking, it's actually not even remotely close to that size. But admittedly, the perfect size of the one on top.
Yeah, that's interesting. They should just say actual size by that.
Also, think about how fun this packaging would be if these 3 giant cheeses in the front were actually life size. So there's just all empty red space with nothing there of anything. Like, what the fuck is this? You're like, what does it look like? And you're like staring at the fucking box. It's pretty good.
It'd be cool if they were a sponsor now. They might feel obligated because we spent so much time talking about them.
Who owns them? Are they independently owned?
Yeah.
Are they pro the free market economy?
I don't know who owns them. I think Jesus is on. Oh, the Ritz guys own them. It's the same font.
Who owns them?
Ritz. Put it on the Ritz.
Taco, that guy.
Yeah, it's his
Taco,
company.
that's his company?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Blame it on the Ritz guy owns Ritz and
Isn't that
Cheez-Its?
insane? Yeah. That's why he doesn't make music anymore. He's too busy being a cracker.
What's that fucking dumb
Monopoly.
song? Chattanooga Choo Choo?
Something like
Chattanooga Choo Choo.
I'm on the train
Chattanooga Choo Choo. Chattanooga Choo Choo.
Sanoga doga 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 chogi.
Sanoka Doka Doka Jody.
Sanoga doga 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 chogi.
Schenectady, New York? Filthy Hoffman?
I always get those. I always fuck that word
So
up.
this chick, right, this gal, she wanted to hang out on Tuesday. She wanted to hang out on fucking Tuesday.
A fucking Tuesday.
She wanted to hang out on fucking Tuesday.
What kind of?
But what was this past Tuesday?
What a deaf bitch.
Wait, but what was this past Tuesday?
It was Valentine's Day.
You don't have to do the accent yourself, all right? I'll do the accent. You can just stop.
I think it's Valentine's Day.
It's Valentine's Day. And I was like, that's not happening. But I agreed.
Well, do you think she wanted to go out because it's Valentine's Day? You think you just having the line up where she's like, it's Tuesday.
Do I think a woman accidentally happened to make plans on Valentine's Day?
They're all fucking liars anyways because they hate Valentine's Day. Those lying sacks of shit.
What?
They all fucking lie and act like, I don't like Valentine's Day. I think it's actually a fucking bullshit made up holiday. But you'll get fucking angry as all hell.
Here's my point. All right. So this girl wanted to go on Valentine's Day.
What a crazy bitch.
And then the day before, and admittedly, I wasn't going to be doing that. I would have been canceling. And that comes up later in the story where she accused me of saying that. And she was correct. I would have canceled. That's besides the point.
Even if she's correct, where does she get off saying that?
I know.
Imagine if you did that.
But here, I know. Check that the story of my fucking life. Check this out, though, right? So, let's give her a name. What do you want her name to be?
I'm thinking, I can't think of a woman's name. Bianca.
Bianca? All right, so Bianca, the day before, this would be Monday, before Tuesday.
The 13th.
Yeah, the 13th. Says that she's sick or whatever, right? I'm like, okay, cool.
Well, hold on. She's sick and she wants to go out the very next day.
Exactly. So she's sick.
It's a health hazard.
It's disgusting that she's willing to jeopardize my immunity, her immunity.
And she's going to accuse you of canceling anyway?
Whatever place we go to, everyone there could be sick. It's literally fucking Contagion. What the hell?
Fucking animal.
And you know, think after we just got over this pandemic, after the world almost ceased to exist, you're gonna go out in public when you have the sniffles?
Unbelievable.
I should spit on your fucking face. Anywho, so they end up canceling, and then say, "But it's fine, haha. You would have canceled anyway." And in my back of my head, I'm like, "That's true. I would have. It's also true."
Oh, I thought you were gonna be like, this girl attacked you and was like, you would have canceled.
That comes
anyway.
next.
Oh, okay.
So then Tuesday happens. We don't go out. We're texting normally. I don't respond for like 45 minutes.
Bastard.
And I come back to being berated. Just viciously berated. Apparently, like how I'm just playing games or some nonsense. And I'm like, okay. So I do this pretty funny thing where I don't respond.
That's hilarious, actually.
For a whole 24 hours. And then I guess they were like, oh, I'm insane. Let's try to dial this back a little bit. So they sent me 3 snaps throughout that following day, Wednesday, of just like nonsense. Like, here's the sunset. I'm at work. Just weird stuff. Don't answer any of those. Then they proceed to block me. I'm like, all right, guess I got off that one scot-free without even having a conversation. It's like, oh, nice. Off the you're telling me you're going to block me on the arm? That's awesome. I thought I had to call you really ugly or something to cause that to happen. But they do that. And then I'm like, all right. Did I pick up the mic for anything? Hold on. Yeah, you guys heard me slapping my hands. Wait, can you hear that, everyone? Fucking psychopath adds me on Snapchat today. What's today for reference? Thursday. So this emotional roller coaster that I haven't been on the ride because I haven't even gotten to the queue of the ride. Like I was just walking through the park. But they've been on this ride with all this ups and downs since Monday. It's like I'm just like, I hope you're doing okay over there, pal. You know what I mean? They went from saying date, sorry, I'm canceling, you're an asshole, I'm blocking you, I'm adding you back. You know what's funny? Here's something. Here's a fault of mine. Listen, I can break. What?
Did you hit her back?
No.
Is that your fault?
No, never. I'm a pretty smart guy. All right, I know 24, 48, 72, but I had to think what was next. I was like 96. That's what's next. And I want to say it's been 96 hours, but I actually had to go a roundabout way of saying it. I'm like, I can't say that. What the hell comes after 72? I mean, who the hell ever talks in 4-day fucking increments? I'll see you in 96 hours.
Yeah, only psychopaths do that.
Someone says, oh, I'm up for 72 hours. That makes sense. Imagine someone says, I'm up for 96. Like, bullshit. Get the fuck out of here.
What's crazy to me is we hung out Tuesday night and Wednesday night on Tuesday, and it was as if it was like a normal fucking Tuesday, and you didn't even bat an eyelash. If I had that scenario going on for me, dude, I would have had to immediately like talk about it's insane. I don't know how you fucking do that.
You know me. That's what it was. I couldn't think of what I was even referencing, dude.
Understand.
I said clearly. That maybe remember the fucking speaking of Come Town from that last episode. Remember the Dan Soder thing when he's like, yeah, Tachanka for the ice.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Who's Dan Soder? And you're laughing too much.
The guy who was like, I was 14 years old, smoking cigarettes and still playing with WWE toys.
Yeah,
like I was on the side of my house like a book like, yeah, I think we're gonna have Tachanka for the IC.
No, I know you're talking about. Yeah, that guy's kind of hilarious.
Oh, he's funny. I think he's one of those guys who's just really funny, and then his stamps whatever. It's mid.
I don't understand that.
I think I'm just an asshole though, a piece of shit, because it's like I gotta be the problem. I hear these comedians blowing each other all the time. How like you're fantastic. No, you are. No, you are. You're amazing. And all that stuff. And it's like, I think all of you are shit.
So yeah,
it's like Bill Hicks is amazing, and then there's other guys who do comedy.
Yeah, I hate how it's always you have to do it this one exact way, and it's the only way. Everybody else sucks.
It's literally the only thing in the world. No, literally, we just watched Fleischman's in Trouble. We can talk about it again. Fleischman's in Trouble, one of the best. Claire Danes, Billy Crudup fan, at one time or another. She's saying how, like, Toby, you don't understand. It's not my path. Your path is so cut out for you because you're a doctor. And you go to the medical school and you're a doctor. My stuff's more up in the air. Right? That makes sense. And I was listening. Like,
dude,
I hate that.
You sound just like
I know. It's stupid. I think I'm okay. The person was like, why does my best impression have to be Claire Danes?
For a second, Alex, you took on the form of Jesus and Fergie.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. But no, so she says it too. I remember thinking like, yeah, that's fair. That's a scary thing that certain fields there's no actual trail blaze, or it's not an official blaze trail. Blah 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 blah. But then for some reason, in the abstract career of comedy, they're very like, actually no, you have to have a 7-year fellowship, and you must be an apprentice to a seasoned. You must go on tour with a veteran comedian. You must be his apprentice for 3 years, and after 17 years in comedy, you're finally willing to do your own comedy special.
Then you can do a special.
Then and only then can you do it. After 27 years of comedy, you've now earned the right to profit off of it. You should spend the first 27 years just living on your friend's couch, making no money, because you're really doing it for the arts. That's the thing I hate too. I hate how every job in the world. I thought this ad nauseum. Okay, every single fucking job in the world. Like, why do you have that job? Oh, to make fucking money. Everyone's like, that makes sense. That's why I have my job too. But for some reason, whenever you're doing a cool job that makes tons of money, everyone's like, oh, you better not be doing it for financial reasons. You better be doing it for your love of the arts. You better be selling out Madison Square Garden 5 nights a week because you love to fucking tell jokes, not because of the fucking fat money you're making. It's ridiculous.
Back to the comedy thing, though. I hate too how they're always like, fucking, oh, he kills. He murders. And it's like, I don't know, he does it, but he murders. That expression sucks because no, they don't. But B, Joe Rogan can only praise everybody.
I like how you start off with the anonymity of saying them, and then you're like, all right, I finished my first sentence without saying who it was, without name dropping it. All right, sentence number 2. Let's start off with a bang.
Everybody
Joe Rogan, Rogies.
Everybody kills and murders except the one guy that steals jokes. Why can't you just be honest? But that people aren't that funny either.
That's true too. Also, it's like realistically too. Joe Rogan doesn't have to be nice people. Joe Rogan he should just have comedians on and be like, I don't think they're that funny, and see how they react. Like, what are you gonna say? You're on the biggest podcast in the world. Be like, yeah, I agree. I'm not that funny at all.
Yeah, but what if he's really good at comedy?
That's a good one too. Yeah, but imagine he's really good at telling jokes. For every person, everyone's like, yeah, I was talking about it. He'll have on some fucking like, military vet who's talking about his 3rd tour in Afghanistan and how his one friend was like, a real hero who died, and then Joe Rogan's like, yeah. I didn't really go to comedy though.
Have you ever seen how gorillas walk, man?
Yeah, you ever seen a gorilla walk, man? You ever seen a naked gorilla?
Imagine if they could do.
You ever seen a hairless gorilla, man? Imagine if a gorilla had any idea of like complex muscle movements.
Perfect form. I mean, imagine what they could do.
I mean, you'd be shatter record. You'd be deadlifting like 2,000 pounds.
I think the paranoia is good. I think if everyone smoked a little bit of weed and did some
it's gonna be good. Yeah, what? I'm a little bit more observant of my kids and a little more worrisome of sharp corners.
That's the only.
That's the Joe Rogan one.
That's all the things I can think of at the moment.
I know he loves talking about like cats a lot and dogs and shit. He's always like, my dog Marshall is real cool. My cat's like, fuck you, and everyone's like, I guess that's funny. And then he's like, it's crazy. Their relationship, dogs, you're like, hey, we're my pal. And then cats are like, fuck you, and everyone's like,
I think you've crashed it. I think you've gone
That's
way
the comedy
too far.
special. You didn't know that?
No, I didn't.
He has that joke where he's saying, then he goes in the whole thing. He's like, dogs can be vegan. Cats need meat.
It really is so much flavor. It's a mind crunch. Your mind is crunched so far, you've gone insane. Actually, it's cheese. It's cheese. It's snapped. You fucking.
Doesn't
snapped.
David Lynch do it in Twin Peaks where the person like folds like in a shitty chop, like they all fold together?
Yeah, I'm pretty
That's
sure.
my brain.
At some point, yeah.
This is your brain on drugs.
Nice. That's pretty funny.
Looks like we got a reader here. Wow, fucking stumped me. I don't know.
What do you think is cooler, that I can recite Steve Burns by heart? You can recite Bill Hicks by heart.
Yeah, I actually forgot to mention that when I said the greatest comedians. I should have said Bill Hicks, Steve Burns, and then everyone else.
Yeah.
Who are there even like 10 good comedians? Besides Whitney Cummings.
Speaking of comedians, I don't think we ever talked about this, dude. We got so hyped to watch the Louis C.K. thing at MSG.
God, I know.
I don't think I've ever been more disappointed watching it.
I think that was January 28th or 27th.
And maybe I just
waited hours, and then he comes out and he's like, you ever wake up in the morning and just feel like you got bubble guts and just gotta shake your brains out, and then everyone's like, oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he kills, he murders.
Got me murdered, dude. He fucking murdered that garden, dude. They should call it Louis C.K.'s garden.
Yeah,
they should drop
Madison Square.
Listen here, James Dolan, you fucking cocksucker. Okay, call it Louis' garden and drop this whole Madison Square shit. It doesn't even make sense, dude. It's Louis murdered.
Billy's a fucking circle. What do you mean square?
Dude,
and
aren't you preaching to the fucking choir?
Madison?
Who's Madison? That's a stupid name. Only bitches are named Madison, man.
There's no goddamn flowers anywhere.
It's not even a garden, dude. And then I like how Boston's like, we're gonna call ours the TD Garden. That's fucking
lame.
cool. And I like how they're not to mention too. Do you think TD Bank was like, "Hey, we're green, they're green"?
It's absolutely the only thought that was put in.
Because it's not sponsored by Chase. Chase is like, "Well, we'd love to, but unfortunately,
We're blue.
We're blue." Bank of America's like, "We're red, white, and blue. There's no room for green here."
You guys are a bank. Green should be the only thing you think about. Green is good.
And he's like, "Fuck, that makes way. Why the fuck are we red, white, and blue?"
All the banks should be good.
Jesus Christ! And TD's like, "Oh, we're one step ahead of the competition." Also, since when the fuck is TD Bank even a company anymore? I thought they were bought up by Chase.
Yeah, I thought AT Mobile bought someone out too.
T-Mobile? Talking about phone companies now?
Wait, I thought AT. What were we talking? What were we talking? What did you say?
Banks.
I don't know why I thought of AT&T. What did you say before that?
Chase and TD?
Dude, T. That's what fucked me up because you said TD. I'm an idiot. I just immediately thought of fucking
T-Mobile
and AT&T.
Chase Bank. Dude, do you think Vinny Chase is the owner of Chase Bank? We already established that, who did we establish? Oh, yeah, that Taco or whatever owns fucking Ritz. I think Vinny Chase might own Chase.
Well, they were going to call it. They used to be called North Fork Bank, and then Vinny Chase was like, "I'm going to buy all these and call it Chase."
Was that what it was? Chase became North Fork?
No, I can't think what the fuck it was. They did buy out somebody, but I can't remember who it was.
Also,
North Fork was a bank. I don't know if Chase bought them out or not. Remember the Westbury Theater? It used to be the North Fork Theater. Because they were the bank that had it then.
I mean, maybe.
Then they stopped.
That's pretty cool.
Not many podcasts can talk about that North Fork Theater, but we do it. Great venue.
Yeah, I'm just going. I'll be honest. Full transparency. I'm looking through my notes quickly. Can I think of anything else to say, Philip?
No, dude, we're good. Fuck it.
The only thing I got here is I can talk about how much my fucking nipples hurt yesterday. That
I think people want to know about that.
That I genuinely was like, I don't know, would it be less painful if I just cut off my nipples and just got rid of them entirely because they hurt just being on me, you know?
Mm.
It's kind of Robert. What's your note, Robbie? Because I can tell you want to say it.
No.
What are you looking at your phone and thinking?
God, you're such a dick.
What are you gonna say?
I'm not gonna.
What were you gonna say? Because you're at bat like, oh, I got this one. I'm gonna head it out of the park. What do you got for us?
Because you're such a condescending piece of shit. I'm not even gonna bother telling it.
Oh,
because it wasn't that good. First of all,
you look at you know what? You don't even deserve to hear it. Hey, why don't you spare me the fucking details, okay?
You know what? Weeks ago, you were like, Robbie, you should just do a podcast on your own and talk about how you're so fucking depressed and how your world's not going right. I'll share it for that Patreon group, okay? They can hear the story I was gonna tell. All right?
That's pretty seamless.
Fuck you. Fuck this audience.
Where can they hear it?
They can hear
on the
exclusively on my
Patreon. Oh, that's pretty cool. You know what's funny too? We were watching that video the other day, and the guy's like, "I've added all of my Patreon exclusive videos to my Nebula," and I was like, "That word exclusive is taking on a whole new meaning with you.
It's almost meaning the exact
It's almost
opposite.
no longer exclusive at all." Yeah, my Patreon exclusive is now on my Nebula as well.
Something else somebody did like that pissed me off. We were watching that fucking guy talk about the Giants or the draft or whatever, and he's like, who do you think would be better? You know what? Why don't you comment on this video?
I know.
No, fuck
Leave
you.
a comment on either one of them. Say this. Just leave a comment. If you agree with me, comment. If you don't agree with me, comment. If you don't like, comment. If you like it, comment. If you don't want to say anything, just say you don't want to say anything. Just say that. Just say that instead. Say I don't want to say anything. Ha ha.
It felt so baggy the way he did. I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all.
Instead of demandatory, like when we say, listen here, limp dick, okay? If you want to last longer in bed, you want to come more, last longer, and be harder, go to Patreon.
Bye, chiquita.